So today's video is a little update on the SRRV application. It's a very cold day here at work. Work at Hinkley Point power station build, and just come out for a walk. Thought I'd give you a bit of an update on the SRRV as we are at the moment. It's so cold. It's about 1 or 2 degrees, but the wind is pretty strong, so it's making it even colder. For those of you are new, to get all the PRA SRRV application going, you need to go to the PRA website, and there's all the forms you need are there to download. So I'll put the website in the description below. Where am I at the moment? Well, at the moment I'm waiting for the EED, which is the entry exemption document. Once I get that, it will allow me to apply to the embassy in the UK. I am in the UK for my 9A visa. So I've done everything I can for the PRA, filled in all the forms, got those all done. Every single piece of information they needed, and the medical and everything else has been done, and we're now at the EED stage. There are five types of SRRV that you can have. There's the SRRV Smile, the SRRV Classic, the SRRV Courtesy, the SRRV Extended Courtesy, and the SRRV Human Touch. Now, the one that worked for me was the SRRV Classic, and that worked for me because I do have a pension, and the pension is more than enough to cover their requirements, and it means that I can put in a $10,000 bond into their system. Basically, the bond is it's a bond that just sits in the bank in the Philippines, that can be used if you want to buy a condo or invest in a property. But of course, as we all know, foreigners can't buy land in the Philippines. So it's a bond that stays in the bank until you either get married, and then it can come out. If you decide to invest, you can take some out. In extreme circumstances, if your health deteriorates to such a state that you need money to pay for healthcare or hospital care, then you can apply to take it out for that as well. But primarily, it sits in the PRA bank and stays there until such times as you either, as I say, get married, leave the country. It's a type of savings, I suppose. But that's the one that suited me, and as I say, there are 5 that you can choose from. 2 of those 5 is courtesy for ex-military personnel. Didn't apply to me, so again, you can find out all this information on the website. Now, you can do all the application yourself through the downloaded forms, and you can then go through the application for the EED and the 9A visa yourself. My advice would be to get an agent. Now, there's 2 types of agents. There is the agents that work for companies in the Philippines, and they're very, very knowledgeable, very good, very efficient, but they will charge you around $500 to get you from start to finish on the application. I use a lady called Mary Rose who works for a company, but her fees are paid for by the PRA, the Philippine Retirement Authority, and she does exactly the same work, but it costs you nothing. It costs nothing at all. If you use a company, as I say, they'll charge you about $500. If you use this company and this lady, and she does an awful lot of SRRV applicants, she's paid for by the PRA itself. So it costs you no money at all. Happy days. And she's very, very good, very efficient, has lots of recommendations, and if you would like if you'd like her email address, if you're thinking about starting an application, if you'd like her email address, I can get it to you. But rather than give it out on the on YouTube, if you drop me an email, I'll send it to you, because I also notify her that I'm going to give it to whoever I give it to. This is it's a nature trail that is built around the old nuclear power station and alongside the new power station build. So it's a lovely way to walk. It's has designated walkway, and it's good to get away from work for an hour on my break and just chill out, relax and do some walking. I won't go into all the details of what the paperwork is and the requirements, as I've done that before, but I really just wanted to give you an update on where I am, what's left to do, and where we go from here. So I am waiting for the EED. All my paperwork has been done, and with Mary Rose I sent all my copies of everything, application forms filled in, doctor's reports, everything I copied and sent to her, because what she'll do now, or what she did, is she will go through each one and make sure that it's correct, so that you know that when the ED comes, everything is in place. So my application is at the stage where I've done everything I can do. So Mary Rose, or the agent that you decide to use, will lead you through all the processes, throughout all the steps, until you get to the stage whereby the information is passed to the Philippine Retirement Authority, and they then will communicate with the Philippine Embassy, and they will then issue, fingers crossed, the EED. The process beyond me waiting for the EED is that they will send me notification that the EED has been granted, and that is a trigger point for me then going on to the Philippine Embassy website in London to go through the process of applying for the visa. Now, in the process of applying for the SRRV, you will find you need some documents notarized and apostilled. I've since found out that because we apply for the 9A visa now online, we don't apply in person now because I guess COVID and everything else, but we apply online for the 9A visa. There is the application form that you download and fill in. That also has to be notarized. So whoever you use for notarizing and apostilling, that company, just go back to them and say you've got one other document that needs doing, and that is your 9A visa application. They do specify how that application has to be made, in terms of what you send with your application, and also a recorded delivery envelope that you can get from the post office. And I'm talking about everything today in the UK. I know it may be slightly different in other parts of the world, but from the UK point of view, we need to get an envelope that is readily available from the post office. I have spoken to quite a few people in the UK who are at different stages of the process, and I've learnt some things from them about the embassy procedure, and I also learnt some stuff about the SRRV application from them as well. So I'm no expert, and the people you'll be using in terms of getting it done, they're the experts. But there is no doubt that I found it quite comforting to be able to speak to people that have either done it already or have been in a situation where they're in the middle of the process like me. So yes, it's very useful to be able to chit chat with people who are either in the same boat or have been in the same boat. So I would advise, if you can set up a dialogue with anybody that's in the same position as you, please do so. I'm more than happy to communicate with anybody that wants to chat to me, be it email, be it on the phone. I've struck up a friendship with a guy up in Manchester, and we've spoken on the phone, and we've communicated by emails. He's actually at the same stage as me. I think actually he's maybe a couple of weeks in front of me, but yeah, it was good to chat to him, and it's good to chat to many of the other people that have contacted me, and even by messaging on the posts. It's good because it gives you a far better view of the potential good things and bad things, the points that you need answering when you can't necessarily always get hold of the people you need to. Not forgetting, of course, that the Philippines is 8 hours in front of us at the moment. I know from a few people, well, not a few, a couple of people that have contacted me regarding my post and my vlog, that they're not sure as if they want to go through the hassle and the aggravation and all the form filling out and everything else. But trust me, if you want to go to the Philippines, it's the only way you're going to get in at the moment. If you're thinking about tourism, I'm not sure that's going to happen for the foreseeable future in a big way, but I know they are pushing to get the quarantine and everything else sorted out. But there are no 9A visas, tourist visas to be had, unless it's accompanied with an EED. And the only way you get an EED is if you go through the retirement authority to go and live in the Philippines. So, as I said, I was a bit surprised when I first started with the amount of information and paperwork that I had to get together. It wasn't difficult to get it, it was just getting it all together. But I knew what I wanted to do, and I knew that the overriding concern for me was going and living where I want to go and live, and so therefore I persevered. So my advice would be really persevere, guys and girls, but persevere, guys. I mean, I know there are guys in the UK that have Filipino girlfriends or even wives, and they're stuck in the UK. This is definitely the way to go. I've met a couple of guys here at work that are actually going through the same process as me. I've actually met another guy who's married to a Filipina, and they're over here at the moment trying to get back again. So persevere. If the Philippines is where you want to be, and it is such a beautiful country, then persevere. The Philippines is definitely where I want to be for a number of reasons. I want to go out there and do some work with the local church. I have friends in the village that I'm going to go and stay in, and I want to help the local community with my hands, and anything I can do to assist or help and just integrate into the Philippine way of life. I'm not going out there as an expat to live in a condominium with a number of other expats. I mean, people do, and there's nothing wrong with that, but it's not for me. I was there in 2015 working with an organisation called KIMS, which was looking after the orphans, the street kids, and that's going to be my main aim, to see if I can give them something back. I'm not talking about giving them money, I'm talking about giving them something back. But first and foremost is to be integrate into their community and embrace their culture and strengthen the friendships that I've made already. And I know it's going to be an adventure, and I'm not going out with rose-tinted spectacles. I'm sure there will be good days. Sorry, I said that the wrong way around. I'm sure there will be difficult days, but I'm sure the good days are going to far outweigh them easily. So this is just an update on where we are in these beautiful surroundings. I was watching a YouTube video only yesterday about some guys that were hiking in the hills, and that was beautiful. Hiking here is great fun. It's very cold, but yeah, there are going to be some bad days, and there will be many good days, and it's going to be an adventure, and I'm excited. So my last word is, if you're doing it, persevere, because I'm sure it'll be worth it. Take care, guys. Don't forget to subscribe. See you all soon. Stay safe, stay healthy, stay happy, and keep smiling.